It's joke, no joke, no joke. Oh, you know what it is. Keep on hating. Joke, no joke. I'm in the building, baby. You know what it is. Send out a few notifications over here. How y'all feeling out there? We are here tonight for day one of the Diddy trial. Come on in, come on in. I think I will be going live on TikTok today because this is world news. But I will notify those on Instagram. I see y'all still coming in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Joke, no joke. I am live on YouTube. Hit that link. Come join us. All right. Catch me live on TikTok too. All right. One. Yeah, yeah. Joke, no joke. I'm in the building, as you can see. Most definitely, we are fresh. You know what I mean? So, definitely gonna go live on my TikTok. But I'm here, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, especially those who hit their like button to send out the notifications, like Michelle Frenzy, Tasha Rain in the building. All right, Tony Piper, what up? It's going to be a Bad Boy Uptown Records reunion in that courtroom soon. You know the Cloud Chasers are going to be out. They're going to be out. You know what I mean? All right, Sticky Finger just stepped in. Agent Nueve, Agent 9 in the building. All right. Joke, no joke, man. We here. The new album is out right now. Learn from mistakes, deuce. Okay, papi. Go and get that, man. You know what I'm saying? I got something, of course, for all my fellas out there. Salute to all my fellas. You know what I mean? But I got joints for the ladies too. So joke, no joke. Let's get to the show. You already know we here now, man. Joke, no joke, cheeky joke, no joke. Joke, no joke, cheeky joke, no joke.
Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke.
Jay Morris, you know what it is. Choke, no joke. Thirst time. Thirst time. Thirst time is like the booty call hour. You know what it is. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time, said it. Skins the hit, let's go get it. My package is low. The fiends jetted. I know the shorty that's thirsty. Chocolate like Hershey. Naughty like Jersey. Thought make me thirsty. Londa. She push Hondas. When I dug her deep, she sung soprano. Her thirst time 12. Pockets are swell like her breath. It ain't hard to tell. She a freak and I like it. Sex is excitement. To any cat at bat, first base is delight me. Bum heads at the crib. I'm packing my fifth. She opened the door, saw me, got stiff. I stepped in, she stopped me, reached and felt the hottie, the heat. I smiled, she tripped over her feet. Yo, the creep was shook. I could tell by his looks. Said they was studying. Then where y'all books? Y'all funny. I'm game like Jim Rummy. I ain't here on no beef shit. Yo, money, get running. We went and said it to where they were headed. She said be late Thursday night, mess around, get seconds. I second it. Next second, wrecking it. Came through like Rob, Michael the God, she blessed it. For higher than Tony, or life with baloney. Next time I'm thirsty, I'm up at you and I. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Sinead from VA, make any cat day. Okay? No girl ever freaked me this way. Yo, she had me tied up, crystal and lined up. If it was a stick, no way I'd rise up. Time's up. She said, don't move. Suck my bottom lip, said don't fuck up the groove. I'm blinking crazy to make the blindfold move. Smell something sweet, cross my lips and move. Here, bite this, tell me what it is. And choke, you can get these skins. That's strawberries. Untie me in a hurry, I'ma eat you to the pit like Halle Berry. Time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Now this cutie named Bridget Gerard told me to hit it at the State Fair in Richmond. I blessed her with digits. Hit it same night. Quenched it like Sprite, like it every day in a special way, like light. In a crib, slipping, no toast, I'm tripping. 1/2 thirst hour, clock ticking, making a roar. Heard a knock at the door. Lie said they broke up. Thirst in the jaws, let them in, wrong move. Sun 7-2, so big made the 5th look like a deuce. Beef and get shot. Yeah, my gun to my head had me thinking. I came with a plot. Jedi mind trick like Eddie. He flipped on her. I jetted like Michael Johnson. That Thursday night I regret it. Then dawn had it going on. I almost proposed. Smell like a rose and taste like peaches. From Martin to Regis. Believe it, she held more niggas than highway bleachers. 4 player the rest. I'm back in some mess. Her flame showed up, tried to brush me like press. I slid out the side, approached by a ride. Cat jump out his whip and go inside. She came out on top that night. Cats had a fight. The second cat fucked around and made her his wife. Third time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. First time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. First time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. First time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. If she's a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side.
Shout out to all the dimes out there in the chat. If you're a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side. Who cares about the trolls? Let them eat Vienna sausages like Kanye. That's the Vienna sausages. You know, we talking about Diddy. You know, we're going to bring a couple of weirdos in here. You know, we're going to bring the sausage eaters in here. You know. But I tell you, I got some of the best moderators in the game. You'll be out of here so quick with a push of a button. The moderators will snipe you so quick. And they don't need no permission from me. And don't be asking me, yo, Joe, can you release it? I was just joking. No. Goodbye. You out of there. Chat. I ain't got no control over it. They see you talking greasy. Yeah, you could watch without commenting. That's how we do it over here. We have a low tolerance for petty niggas and chicken heads. Okay? We don't do the sausage eaters over here. Okay? So go play somewhere else if you want to eat sausage. Vienna sausage like Kanye. Okay? A little Vienna sausage eating knuckles. Right. So I will be going live on my TikTok tonight. I think I'm gonna be doing more lives on TikTok than Instagram now. It's time to like I told y'all, constant elevation. Man, why don't you put this down? Oh, shit. Just put it right here. Shout out to everybody that's on TikTok too. If you were down, wave side to side. All right, y'all. So, Mickey, you made it, Mickey. Mickey, you made it. Mickey, you made it. But yo, this Diddy case is really something else. This man done tarnished his legacy. He ain't tarnished his legacy. People like Gene Squill tarnished his legacy. Coming out here telling all these stories that garnished attention and got him locked up. You know what I mean? What up, TikTok? Choke no joke. You already know. I'm live on YouTube, and I will be live here. All right. Oh God, I'm gonna have to get my charger at some point, so this don't die on you TikTokers. All right. So today was the first day of the trial for Diddy. I don't know how many of y'all understand the trial, understand the charges. I mean, to understand where we are here. Some of y'all, I'm going to make, I'm going to do a lot of references to the R. Kelly case, with the Diddy case. Not that the charges are the same, but them being charged with a Rico, which was created for mobsters. And we know these dudes is not no mobsters. As much as they rapped about and sung about some gangster stuff, we know they ain't nothing, they far from mobsters, right? The reason I'm be making reference to R. Kelly again and Diddy is because they both got charged with Rico and they both was used to Mann Act, but they both was charged with Rico and they only went to jail themselves, right? There was no organization that that's alleged, or it wouldn't just be one person locked up. It'd be like using Big U in the game Rico or Young Thug in the game Rico, where you see, at least 8 people getting locked up, which shows an organization. In Diddy and R. Kelly case, they more being prosecuted for living a rock star life. And if the defense can somehow get that across to the jury, I think Diddy will be okay. If not, then after Diddy, there'll be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I want to start this off with this video. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so I want to start with this video here, right? Because I want those who don't understand what he's being charged with. Because, like I said, a lot of y'all think it's he locked up for beating up Cassie. You know, that's all y'all know. He beat up Cassie. He need to go. He need to rot in jail. He shouldn't have beat that girl like that. This is not what he's being locked up. This is not what he's locked up for. He's not charged with domestic violence. And had he would, the statute of limitations would be up, and right. So this is the reason for the Mann Act to supersede the statute of limitations, right? So this video I'm gonna play is a Fox commentator talking to a lawyer, and as they talking, I'm gonna commentate on them, all right, so that we can all get an understanding on what's going on here for those who may not know or get it, right? So, you know, under fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is used permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or to use tips to balance in favor of fair use. And I'll be using this report under fair use. Okay.
Begins tomorrow. And I did want to give you just a little bit of a background on this, as the trial will start tomorrow, beginning arson and bribery.
Okay. Now, if you can be unbiased, right? We're gonna go through these allegations and these charges, right? Let's start right there, what you just heard, right? Now, just put guilty or not guilty, right? For the question that I propose to you. And be honest, like just really be honest, right? Do you believe, and I'm gonna play back what she said the allegations were, right? Do you believe TikTok, right? YouTube, you know, or however you watching, right? Do you honestly believe that Sean Combs or Diddy or Puff Daddy or Love or Puff P Diddy, whatever you call him, right? Do you honestly believe that he used the record label, the studio, the liquor company, his clothing line to traffic women as a front to traffic women across state line to sell coochie? Do you think Puff is guilty or not guilty of using the Bad Boy? He started Bad Boy and Sean John and did the Ciroc deal all for the purposes of selling coochie across state lines. You believe that he's guilty of creating these companies, not because hip hop, he wanted to be a hip hop, not because like he started working as an intern at Uptown Records and, you know, learned how to develop artists and and develop being an executive to go find Biggie, go find Craig Mack. Like he did all this as a disguise to sell prostitutes. And you believe he's guilty of starting Bad Boy. He started Bad Boy Records as a cover-up to traffic women. You believe that? Okay. You tell me it's either, yeah, he's guilty of starting Bad Boy to traffic women and sell coochie, right? And he started Sean John, not because every Russell started Fat Farm and Carl Kanai and Rockaway, all these, everybody get money up close. He did it to sell coochie. This is why he started Sean John to traffic women across state lines. You're saying he's guilty of that. All right, cool. Y'all saying that he got into the liquor business. Not that liquor was like hot in hip hop. Everybody got a liquor brand, even though Rockefeller was the kind of the first ones with the Armadale. But everybody doing liquor. So, but Puff started his liquor deal. He got that liquor deal with Diageo just so he could traffic women across state lines and sell punani. You're saying he's guilty of that, right? Okay. Now, let me go back and show you what she's saying that the government is alleging.
Begins tomorrow. And I did want to give you just a little bit of a background on this, as the trial will start tomorrow, beginning with jury selection at a federal courthouse, arson and bribery. If convicted on all charges, which include racketeering.
Okay, so we on the same page, right? We on the same page, right? This is what he did all this for. Now let's get into this.
On this, and Eric, I appreciate you joining us here on Live Now from Fox.
Be with you, Stephanie.
So this case is going to have a lot of bombshell testimony, no doubt. But I want to start with jury selection that's expected to begin tomorrow. When it comes to what an ideal juror is for the defense and for the prosecution, what are each side looking for a juror?
Yeah, Stephanie, I think the defense is going to look for people who are open to non-traditional lifestyles, who can receive evidence of what defensible sort of style as sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and not get put off and not rush to judgment. On the flip side, the prosecution is going to be looking for folks who are not going to be distracted by, the new shiny object over here, who are not going to get off course by any kind of circus the Diddy team may try to bring into this trial.
So, I mean, this has garnered much media attention. How does that factor in when it comes to selecting a jury? Because no doubt most people have heard of what is going on.
Totally. So it presents a significant problem. Here's the thing. The judge wants to find jurors who are fair and impartial and who have not already developed an opinion as to Diddy's guilt or innocence. Well, that's hard when every media outlet in the world has covered this case. They've likely already heard about it. And so what the judge is going to have to do is determine how much exposure the potential jurors have had to this Diddy saga and whether they can put that aside and simply base their verdict on what happens inside that courtroom and not everything that has gone on preceding that.
So here is where you get the surviving Diddy's, just like R. Kelly, the surviving R. Kelly. They put all the surviving R. Kellys out there and then go get a fucking jury, right? Who didn't see surviving R. Kelly, right? So you already have a pre-notion of how you feel about this guy already because the world seen it. Same thing with Diddy. That's why they put the CNN video out there. That's why they did the surviving Diddy joints to already paint the picture to the potential jurors, right? And like I said, if people don't stand up and go and get before Congress and get this Mann Act abolished, somebody else will be next, right? For something that's so old, you know what I'm saying? But they'll use that law to supersede the statute of limitations. And it's sad to say, they only use it with Black people.
I also want to ask you this. One of Combs' attorney, and you mentioned this, the lifestyle of the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. One of Combs' attorneys had mentioned, my client is not perfect, but everything that was done, was involving consensual adults. There are, there's a lot of evidence, particularly the one with the videotape of Sean Diddy Combs and his then girlfriend, Cassie, showing that he was punching, kicking, and then dragging her inside an LA hotel. How significant is that piece of evidence? The Combs attorneys, they didn't want this to be included. A judge ruled that it could be. So how pivotal is this particular piece of evidence?
The video of the Cassie Ventura assault can't be underestimated. So it's clearly inflammatory. Anyone who watches it, it evokes a feeling of, oh my gosh, I feel bad for this person. When we talk about the legal relevance of it, I think it goes more towards the Rico charge and less towards the sex trafficking charge, to show that Diddy engages in violence and threats of violence to silence people, to get his way. But of course, prosecutors will try to weave that video into the sex trafficking charges, as Cassie Ventura is listed as victim number one in the sex trafficking count.
So let's talk about those charges, because obviously the prosecutors have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt some of these charges. What do they have to present to actually indict Combs? Because a lot of this, is perhaps bad behavior, and no doubt his defense team is going to paint it as such. But how does it rise to the level of, let's say, racketeering and all these other charges?
Sounds like she don't understand either, right? She's like, how is domestic violence now racketeering? Because let me let her finish before I get into it.
Bad behavior, and no doubt his defense team is going to paint it as such. But how does it rise to the level of, let's say, racketeering and all these other charges?
Sure. So the first charge is racketeering. That is a law that was really developed to go after mafioso types, to go after crime families. Here, that they're saying that Bad Boy Entertainment was a criminal enterprise, and that Diddy engaged in multiple acts of predicate offenses. Those are listed as arson, bribery, kidnapping, that kind of thing. And that all of that was done in relation to, and perhaps in furtherance of, that criminal enterprise.
Now, do you think, once again, that Bad Boy was created as a criminal enterprise, as VMF? The Council, Nicky Barnes' crew. I don't know. Do you really think that Bad Boy was created as a criminal enterprise to traffic drugs and this is the same, similar, not the same, but it's the same type of allegation that they put on Irvin they thought these niggas was really drug dealers. They thought Irv and them was drug dealers. This nigga fake ass, gangsta ass Irv Gotti. This nigga was not no fucking mobster. Rest in peace, Irv Gotti. But just because of Supreme's reputation, they got accused of being gangsters and drug dealers. This nigga never sold nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is why they walk. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can hate Diddy, right? You can not like him because you can hate him for kicking Cassie. You can hate him for Big. You can hate him for Mace. You can hate him for every goddamn foul incident he did. But do you really believe that he started his record label or his clothing line or any of that as a criminal enterprise, or was operating it as a criminal enterprise to sell, to push drugs and to sell drugs and to sex traffic women? Like, do you really believe that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta like them. You know what I'm saying? This is all about here's a better question. Here's the better question. Do you believe without a doubt, without a reasonable doubt, that Diddy started Bad Boy, Sean John did the deal with Ciroc just to do illegal activity?
As arson, bribery, kidnapping, that kind of thing, and that all of that was done in relation to and perhaps in furtherance of that criminal enterprise. Second, they are charging 2 counts of human or sex trafficking by fraud, force, or coercion. That's essentially that a commercial sex act was committed by fraud, force, or coercion. The prosecution is going to talk about drugging and that sort of thing. Lastly, they have to.
That's your second charge right there. Do you believe that Diddy started these companies, or in those companies, that he was sex trafficking? I don't even understand. Do you go look at Diageo and talk about the money they talk about the money Puff made with them, and he only invested $1,000 and he saw $1 billion with these people. And you think that he will be selling? Why would he need to sell? I'm not saying it's not possible, but realistically, and they got one person that he was selling, which is Cassie, I guess, because she was sleeping with the escorts, which is legal. He's in jail for yo. Check this out, right? And like I said, I'm not defending Puff acts, ways and actions, right? But check this out. Puff is in jail for sex trafficking, for calling an escort service or going online using an escort service, him and Cassie, allegedly, to pick these escorts or prostitutes or whatever. And he goes to jail, but the people with the company don't. They sending out the motherfucking escorts, right? The escort company is sending out the escorts. They get paid. They get compensated. They giving PC to the workers, and he's in jail for sex trafficking. Wait a minute. Just in case you did not hear what I said, right? Diddy's in jail for using the escort service. And they sent him, the company, sent their workers out to him. He pays them. They pay the worker. But he goes to jail for sex trafficking. And the company doesn't even get in trouble. No different than Hugh Hefner having a whole house full of women. Women that got raped in the Playboy Mansion. R. Kelly got 2 girls in his house that live with him. That's his girlfriends. He goes to jail. Hugh Hefner is a goddamn icon. He had a gang of women in his house. And he traveled the world with the Playboy bunnies. And he never went to jail for sex trafficking or got charged with the man that. I ain't saying it's racist, but R. Kelly go to jail for what, a 17, 18-year-old? Elvis marries a 14-year-old and don't go to jail ever. I'm not saying it's racist. I'm just saying, right? Let's continue.
They're charging interstate, essentially like an interstate act where Diddy's team recruited. Act was committed by fraud, force, or coercion. The prosecution is going to talk about drugging and that sort of thing. Lastly, they're charging interstate, essentially like an interstate act where Diddy's team recruited a commercial sex worker, helped them transport that person across state lines for a commercial sex act. And so those are.
Now that's your third charge, right? Understand the case. That's your third charge, right? Diddy recruited commercial sex workers. What? You recruit? I'm not recruiting the commercial sex worker. I'm paying the commercial sex worker for a service. I'm not moving the sex worker over state lines. The mother effing escort service is sending them to me. I'm paying for a service. Are you what? So I go to jail and they don't even get a goddamn traffic ticket. I go to jail for Rico for hiring this goddamn escort service for this dude to come bone my girl because we swingers and we don't want to be just randomly out here swinging with people for them to go be telling. So we hire a service where it's confidential. And for some strange reason, now he's charged with coercing, what they said, a commercial sex worker, and he's trafficking the commercial sex worker across state lines that he's paying a company to send them. Like, can you imagine going to Vegas and calling up an escort service and they send you a call girl, prostitute, or whatever, and you bone her, you go home, and then you wake up, they locking you up for sex trafficking. But the goddamn escort service don't get in trouble at all. You go into a strip club and the girl give you a lap dance. You take over to the bar and buy her a drink. You sex trafficked her. But the owner of the strip club, they got girls coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. and he don't get in trouble, but you get in trouble because you got a lap dance. Like, all right, now y'all got the 3 main charges. Now I'm asking you, do you think Diddy is guilty of trafficking a goddamn escort? He's guilty of trafficking escorts that he hired, right? So these are your 3 charges. I'm going to bring it back and let him run it through again. And you think in your head, did he start the record label and it was a record label up front for sex trafficking? Was he making money off sex trafficking? I can't wait to see how they're going to prove the financial payments that he got for trafficking, I guess, Cassie. Like, so he's going to get, they're going to show the sex workers was paying him to sleep with her. This is going to be an interesting case. I'm telling you. But let's get back to it.
And no doubt his defense team is going to paint it as such. But how does it rise to the level of, let's say, racketeering and all these other charges?
Sure. So the first charge is racketeering. That is a law that was really developed to go after mafioso types, to go after crime families. Here that they're saying that Bad Boy Entertainment was a criminal enterprise and that Diddy engaged in multiple acts of predicate offenses. Those are listed as arson, bribery, kidnapping, that kind of thing. And that all of that was done in relation to and perhaps in furtherance of that criminal enterprise. Second, they are charging 2 counts of human or sex trafficking by fraud, force, or coercion. That's essentially that a commercial sex act was committed by fraud, force, or coercion. The prosecution is going to talk about drugging and that sort of thing. Lastly, they're charging interstate, essentially like an interstate act where Diddy's team recruited a commercial sex worker, helped them transport that person across state lines for a commercial sex act. And so those are really the basics of the elements that the prosecution is going to seek to prove at trial.
You know, we're going to hear from many witnesses, taking the stand. When you take a look at the scope of this trial, with jury selection beginning tomorrow and then likely testimony the following week, how long do you think this trial is going to last?
I think some of the estimates that I've seen seem on the low end. I think this is going for weeks, if not months. This is a very involved indictment. It includes alleged offenses that span almost 2 decades, and there are going to be multiple witnesses and law enforcement investigators and everything under the sun. The jury's going to hear about all of that, and then the defense also has a chance to put on their case. They're going to put on their witnesses and try to establish that, hey, these acts, although they might be unsavory in some folks' eyes, they were not non-consensual. And because of that, they were not criminal acts.
There's been also a lot of discussion about whether Sean Diddy Combs himself will take the stand. Defense teams often shy away from.
Now, right here,
unsavory in some folks' eyes, they were not non-consensual, and because of that, they were not criminal acts.
There's been also a lot of discussion about whether Sean Diddy Combs himself will take
offenses that span almost 2 decades, and there are going to be multiple witnesses and law enforcement investigators and everything under the sun. The jury's going to hear about all of that, and then the defense also has a chance to put on their case. They're going to put on their witnesses and try to establish that, hey, these acts, although they might be unsavory in some folks' eyes, they were not non-consensual, and because of that, they were not criminal acts.
Now, that point right there, right? Well, he's saying that they were not non-consensual, meaning they was consensual, right? The sex workers wasn't raping Cassie, right? Uh, I'm pretty much sure every time they were swinging, uh, she probably wasn't intoxicated, right? And she was in a relationship with him for 10 years, right? So even when like Diddy and them could I know it's gonna be embarrassing as hell, but the defense can call these sex workers to the to as witnesses and ask them, were they forced to have sex with her? Like, did they take it? And if they be like, no, it was consensual. She allowed it. She wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And if the sex worker had been with them more than one time, one of them, multiple interactions with them, how are they going to prove that was non-consensual when she slept with the same sex worker several times? So he forced you, like you slept with this same guy at least 3 times. It like I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be something.
You know, there's been also a lot of discussion about whether Sean Diddy Combs himself will take the stand. You know, defense teams often shy away from that, even if, you know, someone is very keen on, you know, sharing their perspective, their truth. Do you think that's going to happen, or do you think that he is not going to take the stand?
Yikes. You know, I would absolutely advise him not to take the stand, in part because there's so much impeachment material that he would be confronted with while on the stand. Look at the Cassie video in and of itself. You know, the prosecutor would walk through that in painstaking detail and say, hey, is this you, you know, kicking your girlfriend in the stomach while she's on the ground? Is this you dragging her by her hair? Don't you understand that that could cause pain to somebody or cause them to be intimidated? Was that part of your design all along? All of these questions could be damning for Diddy, and I doubt that he would take the stand.
You know, from your perspective as a criminal attorney, as we see this trial unfold, are you keeping a very close eye on anything?
Diddy testifying, it could backfire on him, but it could work in his favor, right? Diddy's a charming guy. A lot of people like Diddy. He can get on the stand and win over the jury, right? Case in point, in the Cardi B case, right? I went through that whole trial. I sat in the courtroom every day for that one, right? Cardi B, she took the stand. Tasha K took the stand, right? When Tasha K took the stand, it was times where she got flustered or frustrated with the defense, and it came across like, you know, her nasty side that you would see on YouTube, right? Cardi took the stand, and you know her broken English, her Spanglish, you know, at times, you know, made the people in the courtroom laugh. You know, her personality, her being hurt about the things that she was saying and stuff. She grabbed your emotion, right? And I'm not saying that's why she won the case or not, because Tasha K didn't show no remorse in the courtroom, more or less, in my opinion. And she said what she said. You know what I'm saying? So it was really no defense. But getting back to, Cardi B taking the stand, had Cardi B not testified, the jury wouldn't have seen, I can't even think of her real name, but they kept referring to her as Cardi B, Cardi B, Cardi B. But you got to see the real girl on the stand and how it affected her, whatever. And I think the emotion grabbed the the judge and everything. And that's why she won. So I think if Puff get up there and be like, yo, I'm a swinger. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of my lifestyle. There's nothing illegal about it. This is the lifestyle that we living. Because you got to think, there are swinger groups out here. There are swinger parties at hotels. You could go to goddamn hedonism in Jamaica. That's a swingers nudist resort. Like, it's nothing illegal about people wanting to bring other people into their bedroom. You know what I'm saying? That is just a lifestyle that it may not be for everybody, but there are people that live that lifestyle, especially on a rock star level. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these groupies, they could be 4 girlfriends together, and if they ran into Drake or whoever's hot at the time, he said, yo, I want all y'all. If that nigga's that hot and that rich, all 4 of them is going. And they gonna be with it. He said, yo, I'm gonna take y'all shopping. Yo, we gonna fly out to so-and-so, but I want all y'all. There's a possibility that all 4 of them is gonna go willingly, and will all consensually sleep with this guy, as we see Neo right now running around with 3 girlfriends, right? So it's for what you may not do as a woman. There are some women that will, right? So it ain't far-fetched to believe that Cassie was a swinger. We like what? For me to believe that in the industry where all these dudes is with each other and all these women are with each other, and you where was the word entanglement birthed at? Right here on the internet. How? Right through goddamn Jada Pinkett Smith talking about how she was with her husband and had a side nigga. We don't know if they ever did anything together under one roof or ever been under one roof at one time. Would it be far-fetched? No. You don't think that it's a possibility that allegedly Will may have seen Jada with another woman and sat back and beat his meat? Like, but the fact that it is making it so taboo is that y'all looking at it from the other perspective, where a man is allowing another man to come into his bedroom. It ain't nothing illegal about that. That might be more creepier to a lot of y'all because for some way, somehow, for whatever reason, the girl on girl thing is just normal for some reason. To some women, like, where was I? Oh, I was at the festival the other day. The women don't even know the other women. They just come in. They bent over there, so they just start slapping them on that. They don't even know. But if I was to go and touch, I might get my hands slapped. I might get arrested, whatever. But if niggas was dancing at a party and a nigga spanking another nigga in the ass or spanking his nuts or whatever, it'll be ew. But with the women, it's accepted, and it doesn't look wrong. But the fact that Diddy and Cassie allegedly was into, maybe Cassie wasn't into the chicks, right? And her thing was, being with two dudes or whatever. It would still not be forced, coerced, or he drugged her to do it, or he damn sure, I don't understand him hiring a sex worker and he get charged for sex trafficking, a commercial worker. That part you gotta admit is some bullshit. Like, you got to admit that he's getting charged for hiring a sex worker and sex trafficking the sex worker that he's paying for. What? Oh boy, hold on. I got off track. Oh,
in particular, whether it be certain witnesses, whether it be certain pieces of evidence? What are you really focusing on?
One thing that's really going to matter, I think, is how Cassie Ventura, victim one, presents on the stand. She is a superstar, and she has alleged that she was sex trafficked and also physically assaulted and everything else. If she could convey the emotional reality of what she says happened to the jury, make them feel what she felt in those moments, that is going to go a long way. On the other hand, if she comes off as kind of a disgruntled and jilted former ex-lover who has an axe to grind against Diddy, that is going to score points for the defense. And so really her testimony is going to be key in this trial.
now, how many of y'all believe, and you can hate Diddy all you want, but let's be honest. How many of y'all believe that Cassie was was being sex trafficked? Do you believe that Cassie knowingly, willingly was with Diddy and she was really being sex trafficked? You believe that? You don't think she was living the life because this nigga had all that money? You don't think that I'm not saying she did or she didn't, all right? I'm just saying, for one, she was with Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie is probably more talented as a producer, writer, choreographer, composer than Diddy is. He may not be as big as Diddy, but creative wise and talent wise, actually playing instruments and like physically producing, not orchestrating. She left him for Diddy, right? You think that if Ryan Leslie turned around and became Diddy, that she would have turned that around on him and said that he was sex trafficking her because they went all around the world and they was freaking off?
So, do you expect her to be the first witness called to the stand, or do you think that they're going to save that testimony to the very end?
I'm not sure that they want to just play their entire hand right out of the gate. I think you sort of build up to it. You set the stage. You probably have some law enforcement witnesses who will talk about what Bad Boy Entertainment is, the investigation into the activities of that organization, and how that sort of gave rise to Diddy's feeling powerful and like he's untouchable, and then go into these specific acts that are alleged against Diddy with respect to sex trafficking, physical abuse, and that kind of thing.
Eric, is going to be very interesting to see what comes of it. This is out of a New York City courtroom, so no cameras allowed inside, but oftentimes we do get some of those photos prior to.
Okay. So I guess they're going to prove, or, well, it's the prosecute. The defense don't have to prove nothing. That's the good thing about the defense. They don't have to prove anything, right? The prosecution is going to they have a lot to prove, bro. Like to say that he hired commercial workers to sex traffic them is that's a stretch, man. And then the company that, and he don't have no business dealing with the company outside of using them as a work for hire, right? He not even partners in the escort company. But these people could send out sex workers and don't get charged, but he get charged for using their service. Y'all don't think that's like, bro? Y'all think that's fair? Like, and they gonna man. All right, man. Let's talk about what happened in court today. All right. So at 9 a.m., the jury selection began, and who they're accusing of using his business empire to sexually abuse women. Yo, bro. This ain't funny, man. This is scary, bro. The allegations against Diddy is that he used his business empire to sexually abuse women, not to sell records, not to sell clothes, not to sell liquor. I understand. Oh, damn. Yeah, oh man. This is scary, bro. I feel like I'm back at the R. Kelly trial all over again. I feel like I'm back at the R. Kelly trial all over again. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me grab my chart. All right. So, yeah, this is really feeling like the R. Kelly joint again, for real. But, all right. Yo, let me tell you, I just want to say one more thing, right? I'm not going I'm not going to not say that Puff rise to fame and power had not made him possibly a effed up dude. He might have got punch drunk with power and may have uh, sexually abused women once he became this big mogul, or probably even before, right? But to say that he started his business or he was using his business as a front just for that purpose, I can't buy into that. Like they gonna have to put on a real good case, bro. Like, I mean, a real good case. So today at 9:45, the judge Aaron started the proceedings shortly after 9 a.m. by making several rulings on what things experts would be allowed to testify about when they take the witness stand. And then at 10:30, Diddy attorney Mark arrived alone and is the only one known arrival at this time. At 11 o'clock, the jury selection is underway. As the judge spoke, Diddy sat with his lawyers. He wore a sweater over a white collared shirt and gray slacks. 11:20, the judge spent a good 25 minutes addressing the jury about general issues, and outlined specific concerns that would have to identify they are selected. Jurors are identified by numbers only. Juror number 2 identified himself as being a licensed massage therapist. He said his sister was in a domestic abuse situation with her ex-husband and that he first heard about the Diddy case on WNYC radio. At 11:33, one prospective juror described a still image she saw from the video as damning evidence. That woman was rejected from consideration. Hold on, let me put this picture of Diddy up while I'm talking. So at 12:40 p.m., after another juror was dismissed, Diddy asked for a bathroom break, telling the judge, "I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous today." Yeah, that reality kicked in. Like, it's real. Sitting there, seeing them jurors. So at 2:10, jurors in the Diddy's trial are reviewing a list of notable individuals. The list so far includes Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, Michelle Williams, Kid Cudi, Dallas Austin, Lorianne Gibson, Lauren London, Aubrey O'Day, Dawn Ricard, and Cassie Ventura. It's unclear if all will testify. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, it just got bad for Diddy, bro. It just got bad for Diddy. Hold on, let me turn my TikTok back on. Okay. So you got Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, Michelle Williams, Kid Cudi, Dallas Austin, Lorianne Gibson, Lauren London, Aubrey O'Day, Dawn Ricard, and Cassie Ventura on the witness list that they showing at the jurors, right? I don't know if Michael B. Jordan and Diddy ever had a problem. He might be coming as a character witness for the defense. Unless y'all know about some I don't. Kanye West is definitely coming as a character witness in Diddy's defense. But that is going to be not good for Diddy. I'm sorry. Put Kanye up on the stand. Oh my God. That is going to be a show, especially right now. Michelle Williams, I'm not sure she ever had an incident with Diddy. That would be a shocker. But that's Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child, I believe. Kid Cudi is going to be for the prosecution about his car getting blown up. Dallas Austin. He used to go with Kim Porter. He might be for the prosecution. Dallas Austin might be for the prosecution. He might be getting up there telling some Kim Porter stories. Lorianne Gibson, we know about what happened with her, Diddy, and Michael Bivins. So she's getting ready to get up there and testify to allegedly to Diddy being violent and abusive to women. Lauren London, I would think that she's a witness for the defense. I don't think she's going to get up there and say nothing bad about Diddy. I think her and Diddy was cool. Aubrey O'Day, we already know what she got a vendetta for Diddy. We already know she's with the prosecution. Dawn Ricard, we already know she's a flip-flopper, but she's definitely for the prosecution. And Cassie, of course, is for the prosecution. But the judge has been engaging with prospective jurors who are answering the questionnaire that includes a question about biasness against hip hop artists. So far, 15 prospective jurors have been brought in, with 3 excused. Okay, so the conclusion today is, wait a minute, hold on. All right, so more than half a dozen jurors were disqualified by the end of the session on today, which is Monday, for the reasons as barred as being sex assault survivor or having someone close to them who was a sex assault survivor, anyone related to law enforcement, and people who have encountered with the criminal justice system, among others. Several jurors were also disqualified for a lack of proficiency in English. Jurors were also asked if they were disturbed talking about sexual acts with other jurors as they deliberate deliberate on the verdict. That's funny. So basically, that's the first day of court. Diddy, I don't know, he must have got nervous and had to go boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Go pray to the porcelain god. But there's some other pics of him in there. Let me show y'all. Here's another picture they had of him, or sketch. I ain't gonna say a picture. That's how he was looking today in court. He ain't got his Beijing, as you can see. So the real hair is coming out. He got that grays. He got them grays. So they need what they said they got 15 jurors. They gonna need a total of, I believe it's like 48. The judge got to have at least 48 jurors picked and on, to start the trial. So if they only got 15, they did 15 today. Let's say they did another 15. I say like Thursday, Friday. Yeah, they probably be starting the trial next week. You know what I'm saying? I think they have the jurors picked by this week. If it moved like it moved today, and they got through and they got 15 out of the 48 that they need, I say by Thursday they should have everybody picked. Friday tops. But once again, if you here to follow the case, even if you have a biased opinion, if you don't like Diddy, like let's at least look at the evidence that the prosecution presents before we convict Diddy, right? Like, so the way I broke it down tonight, now for those who didn't know what the charges are, now you know the charges and you should understand. Now let's see if they can produce the evidence that would back their allegations, right? And like I said, you ain't gotta like Diddy, you can hate Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at it like, like the white people who looked at the OJ trial. They just wanted his ass guilty. Let's see if the glove fits. You know what I mean? Let's see if the glove fits on Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it better if they can prove it without a reasonable doubt. But we are the jury, and we're gonna listen to the prosecution. We're gonna listen to the defense. And like I said, I can't wait to hear these open arguments. I just really can't. Like y'all gonna convince us that this man started this goddamn record label and everything, and was using it as a front to traffic one girl. I'm not laughing at Cassie. I'm just saying, like, damn, we done seen pimps out here, Bishop, Magic, Don Juan, and all these niggas, and Diddy go to jail for sex trafficking. That's crazy. For you call an escort service and get them to send you somebody, and you go to jail for sex trafficking. Yo, man, bro, this is kind of crazy. Oh man, I really don't know what to say, man. But we gonna watch this one all the way through. But Joke No Joke, learn from mistakes, is out right now. Okay, you know what I mean? And this one go out to Diddy, man. Diddy's Downfall. Make sure y'all download that. Diddy's Downfall. It's out right now on all platforms. iHeart Music, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora. Choke No Joke, Learn from Mistakes Part 2, Leave the Streets. And the #1 joint out right now is called Diddy's Downfall. Make sure y'all get that. And y'all rocking with the album. I looked on Apple Music and then got a star on it. Contemplating My Next Move, got a star on it. Conspiracy, got a star on it. Just Rhyming Over Jack Brown, Beast, got a star on it. And Diddy's Downfall. Diddy's Downfall got a star on it. You know what I mean? Which means those are the ones y'all playing the most. So thank you for the support. All you haters, y'all niggas be hating. And I just keep creating. All right? Let's go. Joke, no joke. You already know. Peace. Hit that subscribe button. All right?
Jack Brown. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Never did I think hip hop go this far. Never did I think I see Diddy behind bars or kills. Penitentiary scars. The man act. Is it going too far? Back. Y'all industry rats. Y'all whack. That's 100. All Pyro. You'll be trapped like Pac. The go viral. Gene saw the nuts of Ja Rule. At the freak off and Diddy'S too. But plug shopper, freak door stopper. Nigga, you don't know if you a criminal or a cop. But you're next to be locked. Ask Keefy D. Telling on yourself on Vlad TV. You dumb nigga, right? You never be me. And I never be you too. Telling on YouTube, yeah, sitting on the step, giving up myself. What the fuck I look like? My name G-Dap. Comb legacy doom. Will the bad boy see time like loan? Your extortion fell through. You friended no one like the moon. What did you do? Sat back and watch him get groomed. Only badge in the room. You and wifey drunk the juice. Saw the check for Pac's life. And his back right. Guess it's bad boy for life. Or should I say same gang? You the same lane. That Diddy let hang. And now he chain gang. Damn, you rocked him, fella. Didn't you? For the mozzarella. Did it for Wolf and his mother. D-Ferg and Kurt Burrow. Nah, nigga, you did it cause your ass ain't thorough. And you ain't from the boroughs. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. This one's for the whole earth. You know, when they get disrespectful, I just go to the booth and kick the truth to the young black youth. Joke, no joke. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is.
Joke, no joke. Make sure y'all get that. Learn from mistakes, part 2, lead the streets. Get that is out right now on all platforms. Make sure y'all follow me on TikTok. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on that Real Choke No Joke on Instagram. Y'all know what it is. All right. Choke No Joke. That's right. John Blaze-ish. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. But please do remember the new album is out right now. Learn from Mistakes Part 2. Production by Jack Brown. Jay Marin. DJ Toon. K Mac. Mighty Maxi Mo. You know what I mean? I appreciate all the support. All right, but this one here I'm gonna leave y'all with. Go out to the young ones. If y'all got young ones in the family and they hanging around these dudes in the street and you fear they gonna get caught up, you do yourself a favor, get them in your car, take them for a ride, and play this one for them. Or just send them a link. Say, I think you should listen to this. All right? This one's called Youngster. All right? It's me dropping them jewels on these young dudes. What's really going to happen to you? Keep listening to these dudes in Clubhouse and things like that. Y'all niggas going to go to jail. Just like the Brick Babies, the Loose Cannons, and the Big U's. You heard? Choke no joke. You know what it is.
Yeah. TJ2. You know what it is. Youngster, you are me. Is the reason they call me OG. I saw things you didn't see. Sit down and listen to me. Hey yo, come here, man. Oh, you think I'm corny, huh? Oh, really? I see more guns than Tommy. Who's Tommy? Was I in the army? No. Nah, I got my stripes though. Now listen, broke many nights. Doing what? Pitching that white. No matter hard or soft, trust me, I'm cut from a different cloth. Now look at me, I don't knock my man off. If I gotta kill him, I step off. You know why? When you kill a trife, find yourself killing all your life. Word is mine. You have to live, little nigga, to experience life. Trust me, your mama's the one there at the end of the night. Let's go. Youngster, you are me. Yeah. Is the reason they call me OG. Let's go. I saw things you didn't see. Sit down and listen to me. Youngster, you are me. It's the reason why they call me OG. I saw things you didn't see. Sit down and listen to me. Come here, man. Listen, you little jerk. They gonna tell you to put in work. What? Then they gonna give you a gun. And tell you to kill someone. Who's already a op. They really want the block. Are you serious? And you gonna take the shot. And then you go to jail. What? 3 hots in a cot. 20 flat to be down with the block. Hello, I don't. You thought it was your beginning. Nah, that's where you stopped. They knew the outcome and didn't let you opt out. To take they opt out. You the one they'll forget about. No, they youngster, you are me. Is the reason they call me OG. I saw things you didn't see. Yeah, sit down and listen to me. Youngster, you are me. It's the reason why they call me OG. Okay, saw things you didn't see. Sit down and listen to me. Youngster, you are me. It's the reason they call me OG. I saw things you didn't see. Yeah, sit down and listen to me. Youngster, you are me. It's the reason why they call me OG. Okay, saw things you didn't see. Now sit the fuck down and listen to me.
At Granger, we
Choke no joke. I go out to all you little hard-headed young niggas. Stop listening to these goofballs and listen to me. All right? Because I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'll keep you on the streets. These niggas going to send you to jail. You keep following these goofballs. All right? Stop following these goofballs. They're going to have you, make you feel like you tough, make you feel like you cool, but all that come with a prison term or a coffin. All right? Leave the streets. All right, choke no joke. You already know. I'm out, and I'm leaving this one for the ladies.
Choke no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's the A thing. Clean. Cool. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm raw eyes lead between the sheets. And she want to ski and just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her.
Joke, no joke, yeah. It's joke, no joke. Joke, no joke, chicken joke, no joke. Joke, no joke, nigga, joke, no joke. Joke, no joke, yeah. It's joke, no joke. Joke, no joke, chicken joke, no joke.